Welcome back to the Never Sold Out podcast. This is Andrew here, and we got Nick and Eric as usual. And this week, we actually have something that isn't Star Wars, so that's, you know, it's something. Um, but it's something that I always think about, and something that's kind of coming back around on like our favorite streaming platforms is that the TV shows that we grew up with as kids were the best
Mm.
TV shows.
Yes.
Um, and it's provable fact. We can go through it in this episode, but I don't think the TV shows that are around today or even 10 years ago were as good as the ones that were around 20 years ago.
Not even close.
So I just kind of wanted to open up the discussion. Like, what was everyone's go-to TV show growing
Now,
up? I would say before high school.
Before high school, okay, that answered my question then.
Yeah.
Who wants to
We'll
go
go-
first? You want first, Eric? Or
Yeah, I'll go first. I was a mix of different stuff. I mean, we all grew up with Nickelodeon Cartoon Network. So like all the classic 90's shows, you know, Rocko's Modern Life and Angry Beavers and Hey Arnold and all that. Nick, and then like all that being another one, the Amanda
Right.
Show, Drake and Josh.
Eric's
Well-
basically answering the question.
Yeah. I mean,
I grew up with
they,
all that.
they all are the favorites.
Yeah.
But I also watched stuff on Saturday mornings. Like, do you guys remember Kids WB?
Oh, of course.
I don't know. What is that?
So it was on the WB channel back when it was still called WB or Warner Brothers or whatever.
Right.
They had shows like that's where you saw the new Pokemon episodes, the new
Oh,
Yu-Gi-Oh
yeah, yep,
episodes.
yep.
Jackie Chan Adventures was
Yeah,
probably my
okay.
favorite on that channel.
They
Yeah,
they
well, I was
also
gonna
had
say
like
Yu-Gi-Oh was
Yeah.
huge for me.
Yu-Gi-Oh
yeah,
was
you
awesome.
loved Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that's
But-
huge for me.
Yeah, they also had like Tiny Toons and stuff like that. Like
Mhm.
all
Yeah,
the
Tiny Toons. I forgot about that show. Pinky
Yeah.
and the Brain.
I feel like we grew up in a generation and Andrew's right. Like we had the best cartoons. Like first off, we had like I don't know, like it was pretty cool that we were able to sit down all day and consistently watch a really good show all
Yes.
day
From-
long.
from
Yes.
the moment you
Yeah.
woke up until you went to
Uh-huh.
sleep, there was something good on TV.
Exactly.
I was definitely more of a Nickelodeon guy for sure. Like I gotta be honest with you, I never really got too involved with Cartoon Network. Because I remember there was like Adult Swim.
Right.
And like
Yep.
I remember like I just couldn't really get into it, like Space Ghost, Coast to Coast. I
That
couldn't really
show sucked.
yeah, like I couldn't get into it, and like then like, I think at a certain point they used to play like anime, which is like
Uh-huh.
Yeah, for
interesting.
Toonami.
Toonami.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and like
Old school Toonami.
I was just never into it. So like I mainly stayed with Nickelodeon.
Mhm.
And like basically like Andrew could tell you, like Nickelodeon was basically the channel I had on all day long, even at night, because I would watch Nick at night.
Yep.
You know, like I just thought Nickelodeon was definitely the most superior cartoon channel. You know, like Hey Arnold. At one point, it was on Netflix, and I was binging the hell out of that.
Yo,
and it
me
still
too.
holds up.
Yes.
Like, and I think like at one point, like maybe like 5 years ago, Angry Beavers was on, and that
Yeah.
show holds up. Like,
Yep.
I was watching the episode with the when Daggett and Norm, they watched like a horror movie, like The Brain or something like
Right.
that. And, like, I was like, yeah,
remember that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
that was such a good episode. 'Cause I was watching that, but like those Hey Arnold, Angry Beavers, and Rugrats, and like all of that. Like those shows were so flawless. The Amanda Show,
Yep.
so flawless, man. I mean, there was so much great content. And I'm not even talking about like SpongeBob. Like I don't even think SpongeBob. Like yeah, it's good.
First
but he
three
don't hold a
seasons.
candle
All
to
you
this.
need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he don't hold a candle to what this shows were.
Yeah.
I mean, the shows that we grew up with, I kind of feel like were almost a little more adult, which
Mhm.
kind of I feel like makes it a lot better. Like one of my favorite shows growing up that still holds on to this day that I still watch a good amount of the time, Batman the Animated Series.
Right.
Yep.
That was the best superhero show. You know, like just the dark themes and all that. Like I feel like a
Mhm.
lot of our shows as kids had a lot of dark themes to them, even if we
They
didn't
did.
realize it. Yeah, because
But-
I'll look back and I'll see like an episode of Hey Arnold, and I'll be like, really? That was in a kids show?
Yeah.
Huh.
Was there like a Dr. Kevorkian type of episode at one point? Like,
Yes, there was.
Like,
Yeah, it
you
was
know what
like
I
in
mean?
the
Like-
basement of the boarding house.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like crazy, and then like the Halloween
The-
episode with the train.
The headless horseman on the train. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or no,
Wait.
that wasn't the train. That was
it wasn't headless. Yeah, that was the guy on the train was like some like fat dude. I want to say.
Yeah.
But like, Hey Arnold, like what I liked about that show so much, and same with Rugrats, was the adventure, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
It made us want to go out and play. Like it wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like they didn't really hang. It wasn't about like video games or staying inside. It was always like, you know, going out with your friends. And I think like, you know, I mean, I can't really speak for you, Eric, but Andrew was definitely more involved in my younger ages. Like,
Yeah.
we were always outside.
We were outside doing. Whoever knew what we were doing, but we were just doing the most. My mom thought we were smoking pot at the time, so it was good times.
Which is funny because like that's couldn't be further than what we were doing.
No, we weren't.
It would actually probably make more sense if we were smoking pot.
It would honestly make more sense if we were smoking pot, but we were literally just walking through the woods doing random shit, like
Yeah.
making. We had imaginations that were just out there, and
Yep.
and now I'm just this bland dude who's on the internet, but
Yeah, I know.
Same. That's how I grew up too. I was in the woods all the time. I always had woods within walking distance of each house I lived in.
Yeah.
right.
I was always in there building forts, messing around with some of the neighborhood kids.
Getting chiggers.
Shockingly, no.
chiggers. Oh my god.
They were like pretty known around our development.
Yes.
Like,
Oh yeah,
certain
your
parts.
development specifically. Yes.
Yeah,
All the time.
I remember me. Well, this is when we went camping.
Hmm.
Remember me, you, Kevin, and my brother. We had chiggers from the waist down.
And that was terrible because that was the year that I decided to sign up for football,
Yep.
and I couldn't wear pads for like the first 2 weeks of practice because it was that bad.
It was. I mean, I'm not kidding. Andrew's not playing. It was bad. Like to the point where you didn't want to leave your bed. How bad it was.
Yeah. Yeah. I never experienced that. I mean, I've gotten a couple I've gotten bug bites. I've gotten scratched up from trees and dirty from the mud, but I've never gotten chiggers.
And I think we
So-
got poison ivy a few times too.
Oh yeah.
I've never gotten poison ivy. I'm
Oh,
immune
wow.
to that stuff. I can roll
That's
around
good.
in it naked.
Yeah, I can't.
So to answer the question, Eric, what was your favorite show growing up? Just-
That's a hard one, man. I had too many shows I liked back then, to be honest with you. If I had to really choose one that I really liked, it would either be Batman the Animated Series or Jackie Chan Adventures.
Okay. And Nick?
I mean, looking at it now, it would be Hey Arnold. And then other than that, I think Yu-Gi-Oh was a real big impact on my life. The first couple seasons, I stopped watching the season after they did the dual discs with like Merrick.
Mhm.
What? Where they were in the city, you could walk up to anybody and have a duel. Yeah.
I watched like the first season of that. But I was more into the other stuff with like the dual arenas with like Kaiba and like what was his name?
Pegasus.
Like those type of ones. Like those were like that's when I was like super involved and I had all the toys and it was really cool. Like
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! I would say Yu-Gi-Oh! And Hey Arnold probably would have the biggest impact on me, and Rugrats.
Yeah, I would. Rugrats was definitely in the running for me. I watched that a lot.
Great
But-
show.
So for me, I obviously I watched a lot of TV growing up, an unhealthy amount, and
That's me now.
yeah, going between. I used to watch all three like Disney Channel, Cartoon Network, and Nickelodeon.
Oh shit!
and-
I forgot about Disney Channel. Oh shit.
I
Okay.
Right?
didn't really watch that. My siblings would watch it though.
Yeah.
So-
Anyway.
Yeah.
The one show that was amazing on Disney Channel was Recess.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I forgot about
DJ.
Recess.
So
DJ
Detweiler.
yeah, I used to watch that all the time.
I remember. That's
saw
a
the
great
movie.
Show. Yup. Me too.
Yeah.
And then my favorite on Nickelodeon for a long time was Rocket Power.
That's
Yo,
another classic.
Squid.
Yeah,
Wait,
but-
no,
Oh,
Tito.
Tito was the man.
Yeah, Tito was awesome.
He
was
had
just
all
like,
the words of wisdom.
The ancient Hawaiians.
Well, the ancient Hawaiians used to say. Once he said that sentence, you knew he was dropping
Yeah.
some knowledge.
Like,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
shit. Oh shit.
It's like, all right, what lesson are we gonna learn today?
Yeah.
It would always be like, the wave is always as calm as the coconut is formed or something. It'd be like philosophical like that, and you didn't get it, but you knew it meant something great.
And none of the kids got it either on the show.
No.
And they
Yeah.
would always be like, what is that supposed to mean? And then, like, eventually it would come around, like, what it actually meant to a kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're just like, this makes sense.
Meanwhile, Raymundo's chilling in the back, like, okay, you guys get it now.
Raymundo.
What a name.
I love it. I'm gonna name my child Raymundo.
Please do.
But honestly, the one show that made an impact and that I actually still remember most of the episodes, at least from the first season, like by heart, is SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Like that was just the one show. I don't know what it was about it that I just loved it. I watched so much of it, and
it was so great when it first started.
Yeah.
Once the movie came out and they started making episodes after that, they kind of got stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the first 3-4 seasons were fantastic. I'll sometimes go back and rewatch them because I think they're all on like Hulu or one of the streaming channels.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a different show from every other show. Like, it had a lot of unique stuff to it. I think that's why we liked it so much.
I just loved, like, obviously Patrick was my favorite character because who wouldn't want to be Patrick in that series? He just showed up and did whatever the fuck he felt like, and never paid a consequence. He lived under a rock. Like, what? What are you gonna do to the guy? He already lives under a rock.
What a great life.
But I just remember in middle school, because that came out right as I was switching from middle school to or from elementary to middle school.
Okay.
And me and my friend in science class, we would just sit there and we would just repeat SpongeBob quotes all day, like to the point like the teacher had to tell us to stop talking because it was getting too obnoxious. But SpongeBob was definitely great. One thing that you never really knew, or that I never really like noticed until I got older, was just how right Squidward was about so many things.
Yes.
Yeah.
We all grew up to become Squidward.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, we all started off as SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
We occasionally had a friend who was a Patrick.
Yep.
And then we all grew up and became Squidward. And some of us became Mr. Krabs.
You know who, like, the character I hate in that show?
Pearl?
Sandy. No,
Sandy. Yeah, Sandy is a little annoying sometimes.
You know why? Because I couldn't stand the, like, she's the best at everything attitude. Mm-hmm. And, like, I'm just like, you're so annoying. Like, just shut up. Like, you're not better than everybody. Relax. Like, be a little bit more humble.
Texas.
She is from Texas.
Yeah, I know. Like, who the hell invited her? Like, if I was, like, one of those people, I would have put a hole in her dome, like, good luck, Texas.
Yeah. You know, the only thing that you have to do to make her upset is just, like, talk about her squirrel teeth and how Texas is dumb. So, it was always an easy way to shut her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But SpongeBob, like, the first, like Eric said, the beginning or stage of SpongeBob, the first couple seasons were just incredible.
Yes.
I I think I'm with Andrew. I think you're probably saying with the first episode, you just fall in love. It was just so good. It was so good.
And, like, that song is still stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And will always be stuck in my head.
Dude, SpongeBob had some of the best songs ever. Like, let's take away the Bubble Bowl for a second, because that's the greatest song ever written. But, like, there were so many fun, good songs. Like the Campfire song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What else do we got? Best Day Ever.
Rip Pants.
Rip Pants. That's an old
one. That's a good one.
And like the one that I said still stuck in my head is the living in the sunlight, living in the
Yes. Oh, I forgot about that one.
It's just sitting there making Krabby Patties, having a blast, and we all just wish that we grew up loving our jobs as much as SpongeBob.
And that's the thing, because he probably works at like the worst type of job you could ever imagine right now. Yep. Like, can you imagine being a fry cook at a fast food restaurant?
Yeah.
I would rather not.
I was a fry cook at a
fast
food restaurant, so I can imagine.
You worked at a certain fast food restaurant for quite a few years, buddy.
5 years. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was a miserable 5 years.
That's all right. I
There's
know
still-
people that worked there in high school that still work
I
there.
was gonna say there are people that still work with Andrew 5 years, like when he was there for that 5 years, and they're still there to this day.
Yeah, that
Well,
was
the
that was over
one-
10
well-
years ago when I started there.
Yeah. It's so crazy. Hey, it was money though. You were making more money than me and Nick were at the time.
That's
I
true.
didn't get a real job till like I was like out of high school, so he definitely was making way more money than me.
But it fueled our adventures. We could drive around in my used car and pretend that we were amazing and
That's
piss
true.
people off when
Yep.
when Justin shines laser beams in people that are driving's eyes.
Oh my god. I still remember that night. You know,
Yeah.
I still get mad at that dude for doing that.
Right?
Jerk.
Yeah, that's a topic for another time though.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
But I just realized how many good like non-cartoon shows there were.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
Because I looked them all up. Like I have them all up on the screen right now, but there were so many good non-cartoon shows, and like the ones that I see, like the newer ones, they don't make any sense to me. Maybe I'm just too I'm too out of the age range. But
My
Keenan and
favorite,
Kel.
Keenan and Kel, but my favorite like non-cartoon show, and I don't know if it came out during middle school, but I know I definitely watched it a lot every day after high school. Was Ned's Declassified School.
Yeah.
Guide.
That
Ned's
show was
Declassified.
ridiculous.
That was like my favorite show. Like I still as everybody is, I'm a giant Walking Dead fan, and like Susie Crabgrass is in it. I'm like, oh, when she first popped, I'm like Susie Crabgrass.
Oh yeah.
But like no, I love like I was like I remember high school like I would look forward to coming home after a crappy day at school, putting on Team Nick,
Mm-hmm.
putting on getting like some yakisobe spicy noodles, eating those things as I'm watching Ned's Declassified with my boy Coconut Head, Cookie, and then right after like Zoe 101 would pop up, and I'd even watch that.
Yeah.
I watched a few episodes of that.
Yeah. I got into that. The Kid Logan was a bit of a douche, but I got into it.
Yeah, the show that I used to watch like almost every day after work for a long time was Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World is like that show.
I've never seen it in my life.
Well, just
Oh man.
that show, you learn so much from
Mhm.
that show.
Yeah.
Like I grew up with that show.
Yeah.
That show is amazing. But Eric, you didn't really probably watch Disney, did you?
I didn't watch a lot of Disney, but I found out I missed out on a lot of shows growing
Dude.
up.
You
Boy
did.
Meets World is one of the greatest shows ever made, and they did try coming back with Girl Meets World, and I don't think it worked out at all for them.
Yeah, I
You
didn't
know-
even watch a single episode
Well,
of
you
that.
know what's
I
funny?
I watched the first episode, and it didn't like Boy Meets World felt authentic, right? It felt real. Like you watching it, like I could see myself. And again, maybe because I'm not a kid in this day and age,
Mhm.
but I couldn't. I'm like, I don't feel like that's how kids even go to school. You know what I mean? Like they didn't feel authentic to me. Like none of the friendships felt real. Like Corey and Sean, like
They were
felt
ride
like
or
for-
die.
Yeah, but like I mean, literally, like I mean, Eric, you never watched the show, but you were Sean Hunter, bro.
Okay.
Like the way, like the way you grew up, you were Sean Hunter, and I was your Corey. Like, I mean, am I right? Like,
Very much true.
yeah, I mean, like, and then like Eric, we had our Mr. Feeney, Mr.
Yeah.
Taylor.
Ah, okay.
Mr. Taylor was your Mr. Feeney.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm just saying, like I related so much to so much of that show, and it's just like, and then like I'm about to marry my high school sweetheart, the girl I've been dating since the beginning of high school and her 8th grade year of middle school.
I
like-
remember when you guys first started talking.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be marrying her, so it's like it's just funny. Like I relate. to
You
that.
are Corey, yeah.
Yeah.
Now looking back at it, you are Corey, yes.
Yeah, but it's like funny though, because like they didn't sugarcoat it, and that's the thing. What I feel like with a lot of shows, like everything just works out for everybody. I like the fact that you see the struggles of growing up. Like it wasn't like just smooth sailing. Like people didn't just know what they were gonna do. What I mean? Like
Yeah, like there was like an actual danger. There was a group of bullies that were actual bullies
Yep.
and had like a lot of things go on. There was drugs, there was alcohol, like stuff that you get in, like you start seeing when you're in high
Yep.
school,
Yeah.
Yep.
and it really was a show where a boy met the world, and
Yeah.
you just kind of see it growing up in white suburbia. It's kind
Yeah.
of the same thing.
And just like the things, like the little things that you look back on that wasn't a big deal, like they did that too. And like
Mhm.
the parents, the Matthews, like that was my mom and dad. Like
The
they
dad who
kind of
busts his
just
ass at work, and
yeah,
like you just fought tooth and nail for everything. The mom who was always there for her kids, like
yep,
wanting them to succeed and do well, and it
yep.
was it was like a mirror image.
Yeah, and like they were there like when you had your first heartbreak, and like you go through their first heartbreaks. It's like that show, like growing up in the time period we did. And again, maybe it's different now, but I don't know. But like I experienced everything that like Corey went through. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I was there. I've been there. Like obviously, like I had my Topanga. And it wasn't always smooth sailing. And
Mhm.
you gotta watch that show, Eric. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Tell my wife, she'll force me to.
I'm
Good.
sure she watched it.
Yeah, she did. She flipped out when she found out I've never seen it. In
Yeah,
fact,
I would have
I
divorced you.
actually didn't even know it was a show until like 3 years ago. I thought it was a movie.
Oh my God, who are you?
Dude, I didn't pay attention to that stuff. I was busy
What the hell
watching
were you doing?
I was watching superheroes and I was out in the woods.
Well, when you ever look back and like, man, where did my life go wrong? Now you have the answer.
Because you didn't watch Boy Meets World.
You didn't
Really?
watch Boy
Well,
Meets World.
Well, I thought that's just because I was unfortunately born, but okay.
No, it's because you didn't watch Boy Meets World. That anytime anything has ever bad happened in your life, I understand now. That's
Yeah.
why.
We discovered it today, on July
Live.
21st of 2020.
Yep.
We
At
discovered
26, we discovered it.
Yeah, we had a breaking moment.
Whew. Wow.
You gotta watch
gonna-
it, Eric. I don't even know
I'm
what
gonna
streaming
cry
channel
after
it's on.
this.
You should. You should. But I haven't did research. Where are like some of the classic cartoons even at right now?
A lot of them are on Hulu that I've seen. A lot of the Nicktoons.
so I can I
Andrew
think I
knows
can
all of 'em.
explain this a little bit.
Alright.
So the Hulu ones, those are usually the Cartoon Network shows.
Oh, okay.
Because that's just the deal that they have with them. Disney moved all theirs obviously onto Disney Plus.
Mhm.
And Nickelodeon did strike a deal with Netflix, which is
Okay.
why you saw like Avatar show up on there recently.
One of the greatest cartoons of our childhood ever.
And live
Again,
action. What?
again, it proves itself
Not the
because
live action.
the live action greatest movie ever made.
Okay.
But no, the cartoon shows proved itself to be well worth the investment already for Netflix. How many people watch that, and how many
It is
hours
really
were
a great
consumed?
show.
Me being one of them.
Yeah,
But Jen, my fiance is
we
binging
watched
for
it.
the 100th time.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way: I would come home from school, and my mom would be watching Avatar. That's how much.
Yeah.
That's how good of a show it was. She got
Well,
into it.
Do you know who's one of the creators of Avatar?
Yes, I do.
Dave Filoni, who's the creator of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars Resistance, and The Mandalorian.
Yes.
He's got a pretty good track record.
Yes, he
Actually,
does.
on The Mandalorian, not to veer the conversation too much, if you look at The Mandalorian's gloves, he has Aang's.
Oh, he has the
arrows.
arrows.
No shit.
Yeah.
I never
Well,
noticed.
now I got to watch the show.
Yeah.
I got to
Like,
watch
there's,
the
like,
Mandalorian.
You should. Like, there's like what like if anything, like in the Clone Wars, Rebels, Resistance, I couldn't get into Clone Wars, Rebels, and Mandalorian. There is that like samurai
Mhm.
feel to it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like basically like and the Mandalorian's definitely like samurai meets Western. But
Mhm.
yeah, dude. I mean, if you're an Avatar fan, like Filoni's good people.
Absolutely.
So I did find out after last week's podcast that they do have Star Wars Clone Wars comic online.
Oh, okay.
All from like it was like the mid 2000s or so.
Okay.
So yeah. So I was like, ooh. So I started reading the first chapter. It's pretty good so far.
Oh, dude, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Nice.
But not to veer up too much on Star Wars, I feel bad. Doing the Star Wars. So anyway, where can I watch Hey Arnold? Is Hey Arnold available anywhere?
Hey Arnold right now, and let me just confirm this real quick. I think is only available on. It's looks like it's on Hulu. So they
Okay,
moved it to
Are you serious?
Hulu. Yeah.
that's probably how I've been seeing the episodes because
Going
And
on my
then-
app right now.
yeah,
then
my
they-
wife will watch it.
It also, I know that it's available. You have to pay like $7 a month from Amazon to get it on Amazon Prime Video.
I'm
I'm
good.
gonna do it free on
For, like,
Hulu.
Yeah, for like all the old Nickelodeon ones, you could just pay like $7 a month,
Hmm.
and you could see all the old. That's how we watched Legend of Korra.
Legend
Oh,
of Korra.
yeah,
No,
I never watched that.
I only
to.
watched the first season, and the first season was amazing.
First
Amon,
season was
I
good.
heard it was
Mhm.
great.
Amon is one of the greatest villains ever, and the voice actor is one of the greatest voice actors ever. He's also a voice actor for Star Wars.
We can never
Who's-
get away from Star Wars, people.
Who's the voice actor for Amon again?
Let me pull him up. Hold on. I forget his. I forget it. Hold on.
Steve Blum.
That's it. Yeah. He voices Zeb from Clone Wars, from Rebels.
Okay. He sounds really familiar. He's probably in a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah. So that's how we watched Korra, was through Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So
So,
any other shows that anyone want to talk about? I brought up Boy Meets World, so I get bonus points.
I really like Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom.
Danny
I
Phantom.
actually recently rewatched the first season of it. It's
Where's
still
that at?
dumb. I found a website. I just typed in Danny Phantom full episodes on Google, and I found a website with every episode plus the movie.
Dude, the Box Ghost.
The Box Ghost, the Lunch Lady,
Yeah.
all of them. Ember.
It says Danny Phantom is on Hulu.
What?
Oh,
I feel like
All right.
sometimes it says Hulu, but it doesn't. But it means if you have the TV Hulu.
I'll
So
send
be
you.
warned.
I'll send you guys the link of the website I found. I actually have it bookmarked on my laptop.
Bro,
Eric,
Danny Phantom
you would never
stuff.
talk about streaming things on illegal websites on a Twitch stream, would you? Blink twice for yes. I'm kidding.
Who says it's illegal?
It could be.
But then again, it could not be.
All right. Enough with the semantics.
Enough with that. Andrew, I know Nick didn't really grow up with it, but I know you, like me, watched Toonami growing up, probably.
I watched some Toonami. Yeah, I usually turned it off once Dragon Ball came on because that's the most boring show ever.
What?
Thank you.
Dude, Dragon
Thank
Ball!
you.
No!
Thank you.
Dragon Ball,
Thank
every
you.
movie Dragon Ball
Thank
Z,
you.
come on. How
Oh
dare you.
my boy.
How dare you.
Boom.
It's so
No.
boring.
Boom. Oh my God. Thank
No.
you. I'm not the only one in the world.
Dude, you just hurt me.
You should
No.
be hurt for liking the show.
Thank you.
It's a fantastic show.
No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
not. Me and Andrew literally tried watching it probably like 3 different times in our childhood, and we couldn't.
Dragon
I don't-
Ball is
And-
great.
So
And even going back
boring.
now, I can't subject myself to Dragon Ball anymore after I've seen shows that are infinitely better, other anime shows that are infinitely better.
I will say there are better anime shows. I mean, I've seen a couple animes, like One Piece I liked growing up. What was that one? Not Yu Yu Hakusho. I didn't like that much. I actually hated Naruto as well. Case closed. Do you remember that
Case
one?
closed.
It's like
Yeah. I've seen it on Crunchyroll all the time, and I think Alexa watched it.
Okay.
But no, I've definitely seen that. I do like Naruto though. I just watched it without all the filler episodes, so I skipped all those, which made
Probably a
it
good idea.
a much better watching experience.
That's the problem with anime, Nick. There's a lot of filler. So like Dragon Ball Z is actually the best example of it, because like it basically like an entire season will take place over like a 3-day period, but they'll stretch it out so much with filler. It feels like it takes like 3 months just to get to what they got to do.
Yeah, that's fucking boring.
Yeah, when I watch
Yeah.
Naruto, just to give you an example, because there's Naruto, then there's Naruto Shippuden, which was the follow up,
Oh yeah,
like when he's a little
I
bit
forgot
older.
about that one.
And so total, including filler, there's 700 episodes. Taking out the filler, there's like 420 or so.
Yeah,
So it's over 300 episodes of filler.
that's
I'm always
almost
down for
yeah.
some filler, but it's but a filler has to be fun though.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I can enjoy a filler. I do,
Yeah.
but if I'm gonna binge watch a show, I'm gonna skip the fillers the first time around.
Yeah.
See,
No,
I
I get
can't.
it.
I can't. Every time I ever watch a show, I can't skip around. I have to watch from the beginning.
That's
Yeah,
just
I'm
how
like
you
that
are.
too. I like watching all the way through, but yeah, like rewatching like Dragon Ball Z is like the one that I always go back to out of all those shows. Like I skip the filler episodes because I've seen them a million times. Plus, you just want to get to the main point of it.
Right. The so was that the show that you were gonna bring up? Did I stomp on your birthday cake?
No, not at all. I was just bringing up Toonami in general.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna bring up a show.
No. Just Toonami in general, like old school Toonami.
Yeah.
I don't know what it looks like now.
I watched
Gundam.
that's how I found G Gundam, which is
Okay.
amazing. I love that show. I used to have the toys, which were awesome, and whatchamacallit? I don't know. I usually go back and I watch it. I watched it probably the whole series like 4 or 5 times at this point.
Oh, okay.
It's the first few episodes are a little rough to get through, but like once I got through those, it was cool. And the only other show that I ever really watched on Toonami was Zoids.
Zoids was awesome.
Yeah.
I used to have a couple of the toys too. I think I had Liger Zero, the whatever the mammoth was, and what was it? That blue pterodactyl looking one. I had those 3 toys.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't as invested in Zoids as I was in G Gundam.
Okay.
G Gundam came on, I think, usually Dragon Ball would play between, or something before Toonami would play at like 4:30, and I wouldn't watch that.
Yeah.
And then Toonami came on at 5, and then it was G Gundam or Zoids, and then they interchanged them. So like one would come on at 5 and one at 5:30. And then I'd go back outside and bug Nick after that.
There you go.
Yeah, I couldn't get into the Toonami guys.
That's fine.
It's all good. It wasn't for everybody.
But one show that we can all agree on, I'm sure, is Rugrats and how great it was.
Absolutely.
Throughout our entire childhood.
You know what shows I was just thinking about? I really liked. I got real into Jimmy Neutron. I like that show a lot.
Yeah.
Fairly Odd Parents.
Fairly Odd Parents. I was just gonna say Fairly Odd Parents was fantastic.
Here comes the Crimson Shade.
And Cleft, the boy Chin Wonder.
Yeah, no, I really like that. I just feel like there was just so many great shows, and like it was just like I said, it was just an era that we could just literally put on the TV and have a good time. But like I just like I know like there's a lot of shows that were like super popular on like Cartoon Network that I tried to get into, like but I couldn't. It was like Courage the Cowardly Dog. I did not care for.
That show was terrifying for a child.
Yeah, I know. And then
Courage was pretty scary.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I don't remember if this was Nick or Nickelodeon. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember if this is Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network, but that Alien,
Invader Zim.
Yeah, I didn't like that show.
I didn't like that show either.
Yeah, that show was rough. I mean, it had its moments, but it just wasn't my thing either.
I just remember people would always talk about Courage and
Invader Zim
or whatever.
That was really popular. Like in your guys' grade, it was really popular.
Couldn't get into it.
It was mostly goth girls wearing like Gur shirts.
Yeah.
Like
and
Gur
thinking that they were original.
Yeah, like Gur became the new fashion statement for goth girls more so than Jack Skellington.
The one show other than the Toonami shows that I used to watch on Cartoon Network was Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Ed, Edd n Eddy was one of my favorites.
That was a fun show.
I did like that a little bit. Not as much, but I definitely did like that. That was a pretty good show.
Dexter's Lab.
That was okay. I didn't mind Dexter's Lab.
That was one that I would put on if there was nothing else.
Cat Dog.
Cat
Yo,
Dog on
Cat Dog.
Nickelodeon. Yeah, Cat Dog.
Cat Dog was so weird at first.
Alone in the world with a little cat
Cat
dog.
Dog. Yeah, yeah.
The little blue rat Winslow was the funniest
Yeah.
character on
Yeah.
that show.
And then Rocco's Modern Life.
That show's
Yeah.
great.
SpongeBob replaced that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was bummed out because like I love Rocco.
Rocco's
And,
was good.
Yeah, that was a good ass
Mhm.
show. That was good. What else did we
I
have?
think Rocco's had a video game.
They did.
It-
Oh,
It did.
do you remember Rugrats Grown Up?
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Yes,
was
I do
good.
actually.
That was
It actually
actually a
wasn't
good follow-up, yeah.
Uh huh.
It
That
wasn't
was good.
bad. It should have lasted a little longer.
Yeah, no, that was good. I really, really enjoyed that show too. Did Hey Arnold ever have any spin-offs?
No.
It was supposed to, but it just never happened.
I thought there was something like that. Yeah,
There
loved
was the
that show,
movie, and
man.
that's it.
I love
Yeah,
that show.
I love Hey Arnold.
It was
Hey
so
Arnold was
good.
too
Yeah,
good.
I watched it, I think the last house, like one of the ones that I lived in.
Mhm.
We actually had TV, and I would put on Nickelodeon at night when I go to sleep, and Hey Arnold would be on every night, and then when I woke up it would be on, and I'd never realized how deep that show was. Like
It
they
It
were
was a
I'm
talking
deep
saying,
show.
like,
they were
Yeah.
talking about some like crazy shit like you wouldn't have thought of as a kid. You're like, what?
Oh, yeah.
well, I used to relate to a relationship with him and his grandfather. I mean, obviously, I had a very great father that was around too. But I don't want to. Obviously, Harold was a little bit different, but
Mhm.
Andrew would tell you I was very Erica too. I was very close to my grandfather
Yeah.
too, and you know, and that's one of the things I always used to think like, yeah, my grandfather's pretty badass too, you know, like.
Did he always end his advice with never eat raspberries and then running to the bathroom?
No, but he
Is
did
that-
fart a lot.
All right, that counts.
Yeah, he did
Never
rip
eat
ass a
raspberries.
lot. he would basically, the only food he would talk about a lot was like chicken wings, which I'm like, yeah, that's probably why I like chicken wings so much.
Oh man.
But that was a deep show, and like it was
It
like
was.
I feel like it was a show about like they obviously did bullying, but having like your best friend and acceptance and
Mhm.
having a sense of adventure and finding who you are, like I don't know, and like the struggles of school and I don't know,
and like
it's
and
just-
like social anxiety, like it dealt with a lot of different aspects of like
Yeah.
things
Yeah, it
that you do deal with, and some things that we never had to deal with because we didn't grow up in a city, so like they had,
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
it was a
Mhm.
much different environment, and I think that was really eye-opening growing up, and especially a couple years ago when I just watched it and realized all this.
Yeah. Well, what I liked about that show too is they didn't always just focus on Arnold. Like they had a lot of episodes that focused on other characters as well, and it actually made the show feel more real
Mm-hmm.
in that aspect. Although one thing I always found hilarious was the difference between the fourth and fifth graders, like physically. Like the fourth graders were always like, I guess like as tall as I am now because I'm short, and the fifth graders were always like these football player sized guys.
yeah.
Like, oh, okay, I guess that's how puberty works.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's like that in a lot of older shows like that, like South Park.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Like the fourth difference between the fourth graders and the sixth graders. Like the sixth
Yep.
graders were all like into like starting to get into sex and like talking about masturbating all the
Boobs.
time.
Cartman's butt is boobs.
Yeah,
Yes.
very believable.
hmm Yo, Hulu took South Park off.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm
Yeah,
like
but
devastated.
Yeah, but don't they have like every episode of South Park on Comedy Central's website?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, but it's not the same.
I know
like
it's not
sitting
the
in my- I like
same, but I'm
sitting-
just saying there's still
I
a
like
way.
sitting in my bed and just watching it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I was watching a video. It was like a news compilation video of like funny things that happen on news. And there's that one when the guy's like, everybody whoever saw the leprechaun say yeah, and then it was like the episode when he's like whoever saw Mysterio say oh whatever, like they made fun of the guy. So I was like I want to watch that, and then I was like flipping through, I was like where's South Park? Like, I want
So-
to watch that so bad.
Yeah. They moved South Park to HBO Max.
Oh, come
Ah,
on.
really?
Yeah, they got an exclusive with it. I remember seeing that because I follow South Park on Twitter, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're gone.
That sucks. So I'm not subscribing to HBO Max.
Me either.
No, it's not worth it.
I'm gonna do the free trial when the Justice League Snyder Cut comes out.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna do like a 4-part series or something like that. When all 4 parts are out, I'll do my free trial, watch it, and move on with my life. But I'm kind of over all these different streaming services, man.
Me too.
Too many of them. At this point, you might as well just get cable.
Exactly.
The whole point of streaming services was to eliminate cable.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Right? But now there's just so many.
Well, the streaming services are owned by cable companies, so.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly. Hey, they got to make their money off millennials somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, I was fine with doing Disney Plus, Netflix, and Hulu, but I'm not doing CBS All Access. I'm not doing whatever the new Peacock is. I'm not doing HBO Max. I'm not doing Apple TV.
Nope.
I'm not doing any of that crap. Like
Right.
Amazon comes free with my Prime membership.
Oh, same here. So I get Amazon that way.
But I gotta be honest, I hardly ever watch Amazon.
There's really nothing. There's nothing on Amazon. I mean, me and Amanda tried watching this show on there called Carnival Row. We got like 6 episodes in, and we're like, all right.
The Boys is very good.
Yeah, I heard The Boys is phenomenal.
The Boys is very good.
Very violent.
What was it? Yeah. They have pretty good anime on there.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, they pick up some good ones. So
yeah.
Eric, if you're interested,
I'll check it out. I mean,
check out Banana Fish.
Banana Fish.
And what was the other one? Vinland Saga.
Let me see. Let me write this down.
You'll like the Vinland Saga one. It's all about Nordic and Vikings and all the good stuff. Yeah.
I think Hulu is probably Hulu and Disney Plus is the streaming service I use the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually don't use Netflix as much as I used to.
Well, I mean, Netflix has been around, I would say, longer, right?
Yeah.
And
it's the more common one that everybody knows.
I just don't think they really I don't know, they haven't put out a new series that I've really been into. I mean, I got really into Stranger Things, obviously, but I don't like it. I love Stranger Things, but I don't like it enough to rewatch it over and over again. I've only gone through each season one time.
Mm-hmm.
But there's certain Hulu has shows that I've literally have gone through 100 times. You know,
Same.
And, Disney Plus, I've watched The Mandalorian. I can't tell you how many times. And also too, Hulu has a better horror movie selection.
Yes, they do. Netflix, it's nothing but crappy B movies.
Yeah,
not even B movies.
Yeah, Hulu actually has legit good horror films, you know. And they also have that they have that exclusive right with Blumhouse, where Blumhouse once a month will put out a new movie under the Into the Dark label, and they're literally little horror films. And one of the best horror movies I watched this year, not saying that there's many that came out this year unfortunately, but it was Puka Lives on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really into the Darks, and I like the fact that I once a month, even though I'm not caught up with them, but once a month I could have a brand new horror film that I can watch right in my my monster room.
That works.
But I definitely Hulu's probably the one I'm on the most, and then Disney Plus. I don't really go on Netflix, but once they actually have the Nickelodeon more stuff, I'll probably watch it, because I'd love to watch Hey Arnold and Danny Phantom, and is the Cora on there currently?
No, it's not on Netflix yet.
Okay, I would like to catch up on the Legend of Korra, because the first season was so good.
Yeah. The rest of it's really good.
I gotta watch it. I need to see that. I've heard too many good things about it.
Well, I like a show that, and again, it's Dave Filoni. That's why.
Yeah.
I like a show that they can expand upon the world, right? And you can see the world progress. You see ancient times, or whatever. Definitely not as far along as Korra. Korra, they have cars, and they have almost real civilizations.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really cool to see this world build, and to see the offsprings of these great characters. I think my favorite character of the whole entire Avatar is Toph.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The blind girl.
Yeah, she was the best.
She's my favorite. And then what's her daughter's name again? Cause she's in Legend of Korra, and she's got she reminds me of the daughter, but I can't remember the name.
Huh.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
All right.
Yeah, I have no idea at all.
Lynn?
Yeah, Lynn, that's easy. What the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah.
And then Tenzin is Aang's son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tenzin, and he's voiced by J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And like I don't know, man. Like I'm gonna tell you, Amon is probably the best villain of the series.
Oh yeah.
Like, and including Avatar: Last Airbender.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's
Amon,
great, man.
Amon was one of those like he was like a build up like villain. Like he
Mhm.
you just knew he was strong and you didn't know why.
Yeah, and like the blood bending was really cool. Like, and
Blood
then to find
bending.
Out, yeah, and then to find out how he does it is like, wow, it's like really clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like dude,
Probably
Amon,
has to do with water bending then, like water in the bloodstream or something. It's the only thing I can come up with.
Yeah,
such a slut.
well, I mean, it was in the original series too. They
Yeah.
talked about it.
I don't really remember it much from the original series, but
Mhm.
I didn't get far into rewatching it. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's been a
No,
while.
it's dude, and then Korra itself was really cool, and then Asami was great.
Mhm.
Bolin, and what's the other one's name? I don't remember, but
I don't know.
it's good, man. The first season of Legend of Korra is really good, and it wasn't. I didn't stop watching because the show was good. It's just that at that point it was like that show came out like in between like while you're in high school. So it's kind of like, it was like maybe like freshman year, maybe it came out, or maybe a little bit after freshman year. It had to been after because me and Jen, last one we were pretty far along with dating. So, and then your transition to your senior year, you just kind of like your mind's elsewhere, and you're going,
you got your license, you want to go out, hang out with the boys.
You don't want to sit home and watch TV anymore, and then you get older, and you're like, that's all I wanted to do was stay and watch TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good though. It's a good show.
Yeah.
Definitely watch it when it becomes available.
You know what? I recently rewatched the Power Rangers movie.
Okay, the newer one.
No, not the newer one. The older one that we grew up with, the original one with the purple dude with the goo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ooze. That's it. Yeah, me and Amanda recently rewatched it. Maybe about a month ago, we found it. It still holds up, but I mean, for kids, I can understand why we loved it so much.
Yeah.
I don't know how far you guys got into like Power Rangers growing up.
I was into it, but it was kind of more so my brother.
Yeah, it was more for the older kid. Well, the kids before us. I mean, it was out before then.
Yeah, I mean, I remember having the toys, and I think I liked the toys more than I actually liked the show.
Yeah.
But that was more so like probably like mine and Andrew's older brother's generation.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would see it either going over to my older cousin's house or I would see reruns on TV. That's really how I watched it as a kid.
Yeah, I'd only see it like if we went somewhere and someone had it on TV.
Yeah.
Like we used to go to this one person's house on New Year's Eve every year, and like they'd always be playing some Power Rangers thing. We weren't allowed to watch it in my house because my brother drop kicked me.
At least that's a valid reason.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. It all makes sense. I wasn't allowed to have nice things.
Yeah, because of Power Rangers he drop kicked you, or you're just I was like
it might have been the excuse.
Oh, okay. See, I was more like I feel like probably by the time like I should have been into Power Rangers, I was more into like pro wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember like being rolled into the WWF.
Yeah, that's when we started watching wrestling too. Yeah. It was like Goldberg and Sting.
Yeah.
And,
that was kind of like the big thing in there at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what we do.
We were all gonna say something, and like we just like waited to see like.
Oh, we're too polite.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone like we're all just a bunch of like people who
Just a-
just won't
yeah.
who won't speak over other people most of the time, and we're
Yeah.
trying to have a podcast together. It's really tough.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It really is.
So any final TV shows from our youth that you guys want to bring up? Anything that you might have forgotten? Like, is anyone a huge fan of Nigel Thornberry?
Oh, dude, the Wild
Yeah.
Thornberries. What was that? The or whatever he did.
Yeah, no, the Wild Thornberries, that was a good show.
That
great.
was.
What's it called? The older sister was voiced by the great Danielle Harris from
Yep.
Halloween, from the Halloween franchise.
And let's
Right.
not forget Donnie was voiced by Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
And let's not forget Nigel was voiced by the great Tim Curry.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else we gotta mention?
No, the Wild Thornberries is really good. Man, what else was a part of that era, man?
Well,
What else
what-
was in there?
I know one thing that I always used to watch growing up was Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo.
Okay,
Yeah, 'cause the
Scooby-Doo was
reruns
great.
were always on.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Scooby-Doo was great. Okay,
Yes.
no, I'm with you.
I-
I think
I
that's
know-
on like Peacock now or something.
Yeah, it wasn't exclusive to like our time growing up because it
No.
was just always around.
Well, when we were kids, Cartoon Network and Boomerang ended up striking a deal, Hanna-Barbera. That's it. They struck
Yeah.
the deal together for Boomerang, so that's why we were able to grow up with Scooby Doo. We were able to grow up with like Top Cat and all
Right.
those like shows that our parents grew up with.
I have two shows. Do you guys remember Action League Now?
Yes!
Yes.
And then do you remember Captain Planet?
Yes. Yeah,
Of
I remember
course.
Captain Planet.
Those two shows I remember.
He's our
What
hero,
about-
man.
From Dexter's Lab, every couple episodes they used to do in between the quick 10-minute episodes, they would do a quick 5 maybe 6-minute episode of another show in between that in that universe called I think it was the Justice Friends. It was like a knockoff of
I
the
remember
Avenger.
Yeah,
It's
that
like-
was not. I was not with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that remembers that.
Yeah, no, I remember. I was
I know-
Nickelodeon, man.
I know they did something. But I wasn't like a huge Dexter's fan, so.
Yeah, gotcha.
What else? I just thought something that we didn't even talk about that is
What?
It's probably the
fantastic.
most obvious one that we probably missed.
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans, dude.
I
the
never
original
really
Teen
watched
Titans.
it.
Nick, watch it. The original Teen
Yeah, Nick.
Titans is such a dark, emotional show. It is so good.
Nick,
Like, I
you'll
can't
you'll
believe
enjoy it.
Yeah, like
I'll
I
have to
can't
check it
believe the
out.
crap that's out now with Teen Titans. Like the old Teen Titans was so good.
Well, I know
Yeah.
my niece really loves Raven, and I think she watched the newer ones.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I've seen like episodes at Andrew's house because I know
Mhm.
Andrew's really in it, but I never really got it. I didn't really. The only superhero I cared about was Spider-Man, which I used to watch the Spider-Man animated series. That was good.
Yeah, that was
Right.
a good one.
I
Even
used to rent them on at Blockbuster.
that's how I would see him too. That
Yeah.
and the old X-Men show as well.
Yep.
If you want to see it's a good Robin story, and it also has Slade in
Yeah.
there. And
Yeah, Slade
if you want to see Slade Wilson done right, like how
It's
Arrow
that
didn't
show.
do it, it's that show.
It's that show.
We're gonna have to have an episode on that one of these
Yeah,
days.
of course.
because- Eric, have you watched Arrow?
No, I haven't.
Just watch the first 3 seasons, and then the show goes to hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the third season's rocky, but in order for you to get along with this conversation, you need to at least watch the first 3 seasons.
Okay.
Yeah,
By-
that show
by
had
tomorrow.
so much promise. Yeah, like tomorrow, Eric. Dude, how good was that first season? Was amazing.
First season was it just took me right away. It was so good.
It was good, man. But yeah, is there anybody else that has anything to end with?
No, I don't really have anything else. I think we covered just about all like the important ones.
All right.
Any shameless plugs? Anyone have anything going on that they want to draw attention to? Anything? Nothing.
I mean, no. I mean, I've been posting heavily on my Instagram the past couple weeks. A lot of like my Star Wars collection updates and some of my Universal Monster figure collection updates. So, if you guys want to go over to Instagram and check out Jigsaw 12693, you can see all the updates of my figure collection and my horror collection in general. So yeah, that's basically it. I have nothing too spectacular for me.
I'm a boring person, so I got nothing to plug.
Yeah.
And the only thing I have to plug is this, the Never Sold Out podcast, where we come back to you
Ooh.
whenever we feel like it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you know the Twitter and the Instagram thing. Never Sold Out PC is the @. We'll see you guys next week, and
Yep.
bye bye.
See you later.